Alright, here we are in the final round. Not great, but we do have a rest. Well, that's going to be tough for me to deal with. But, you know, we're going to persevere. So, don't want to run out my Ancient Den into the guy who taps artifacts. Yeah, this hand was bad. I don't know. There's a certain point in the draft where you're not doing well, and you're just sort of like, well, whatever, I'm not prizing anyway. Might as well get a little goofy. Is my opponent mono white? That'd be sweet. Yeah, the 1/1 beats. So I probably undervalued this card, actually. I imagine it's actually very good in this block. Nah, because right now all my creatures are artifacts. I probably am just going to have to arrest this extremely lame 1/1. As much as I hate to do so. Man, my opponent is mono white. That's cool. Yeah, if I don't arrest this 1/1. No, I actually don't have to, because I have the Volshock Warboar. But no, I'm going to go ahead and just get out of here. The next turn I can play the Warboar, sack my land, have a 5/5 on the field. That doesn't seem too bad. A 5/5 that I think dodges most white removal other than cards like Arrest. Oh, my opponent is white-red. He's like me. Well, I guess that's something to be said. Do not be white-red in the Mirrodin draft because it's not very good, is what this is saying to me. Yeah, the fact that both of us are down here, but you know, maybe if I'd gotten the another Razor Golem or the Auroch Transfixer, like maybe our decks are just bad because we are in each other's colors. But I think it is very telling that both of us are here at the bottom tier of this draft. Well, I'm the one with the Warboar. Okay, well, that's not gonna be good for me. Yeah, so let's go ahead and play our Crusher. This is going to be the last time we're able to get through with damage. Now, well, yeah. And this has Vigilance, so that's pretty good. Not bad, not bad. The Horned Helmet's pretty good. Not as good as Cranial, of course, but still fairly solid looking, it seems. And my opponent's going to put the Whispersoul Cloak, and I'm going to be unable to deal with this Golem any longer. Actually, if my opponent has Shroud, I guess it can no longer be equipped with the Horned Helm. Fortunately, this might be my best Arcbound Crusher hand yet. Well, so what is this guy costing right now? 5? I have exactly 5. And I'll have a fairly large dude, which I think is worth it. Like, it's tempting to try and slam some more of these artifacts, but I think I will content myself with a 6/7 Vigilance Razor Golem if my opponent decides to try and chew at my Arcbound Crusher. Yeah, let's block. I'm assuming my opponent will be sacrificing this. If he doesn't destroy the Crusher, I guess I'm actually okay with that as well. And it's not like he can cast 2 spells this turn. So he's going to have to pick if he wants the Golem or the Crusher to die. And he decides to take the Golem, which is fine with me, as I have a pretty loaded hand of artifacts. Let's see, I could play the Arcbound Bruiser, but I think it's better just go ahead and deploy as many artifacts as possible, as I'll be attacking my opponent for 10 this turn. He'll have to block. Thereby losing his Razor Golem. He doesn't even want to try anymore after that. So let me think. Like I said, I probably should have been playing this Quadrupod from the start over the Goblin War Wagon. Am I undervaluing this card? Probably not. I don't need more 4-drops. Yeah, let's try this out. Opponent will get to be on the play again. This hand doesn't seem awful. I have a turn 1 Worker, a turn 2 Scholar, a turn 3 Stoker, and a turn 4. Yeah, this might be the most on-curve hand I've had. Ooh, a Spark Elemental. Well, I will keep that back as it's basically a burn spell. I don't really see a reason to play it quite yet. Don't think it really distracts from my plan here. Well, that's certainly a thing. Yeah. Looks like my opponent is also having to play with some dregs. So next turn, could play the Spark Elemental and equip the Sparring Collar to it. Probably just going to play the Kruk Clan Stoker though, as it gets around my opponent's 1/1 for strike. Yeah, and that doesn't really help it very much. Like now I can't target it, but I don't really think that's a bit of a non-issue. Yeah, I am content to trade these licks. My opponent is not playing anything of note. Wish I had another artifact creature though, as I would like to sacrifice this Arcbound Worker to the Warboar and then put the Sparring Collar on it. I don't want to just lose that counter, but that's kind of what it's looking like right now. That's a Razor Golem that will probably be attacking for 3 here. And it shall. So it shall be done. So yeah, I think my plan is still to play the Volshock Warboar. I will be sacrificing the Arcbound Worker. Now that's a thing. But fortunately this Golem already has Shroud on it, so not much I can do. So I'll be able to put the Sparring Collar on there. I'll be able to Stasis Cocoon something. I can Stasis Cocoon a creature, play the Spark Elemental, and equip the Sparring Collar. I'm going to be Stasis Cocooning the Whisper Silk Cloak, as it turns out, as I do not want my opponent to get in with this. 2 Shroud creatures. Does not seem good. That's also a thing. And it's not like my opponent has... Well, no, I'm going to go ahead and play it safe. Just go ahead and get rid of that. Equip this here. And bash for 5. I don't think my opponent can kill my creature, because he only has 1 creature with first strike. Ooh, not attacking with you. So next turn I can play my Wand of the Elements. Start generating some 3/3s. I feel like this card is good. It's probably much better in the blue-red deck. I imagine you could first pick it and sort of get into blue-red, and like I don't think it's bad. I think it's good in the long game where you need to be where if you draw too many lands, you can sacrifice them. I think unfortunately the games I've drawn and I've been unable to really take advantage of it. But I do think it's a good card. And I guess you can't pack one, pick one, right? Yeah, it's from Darksteel. I mean, if you're just totally not in those colors, it's not useful, but I can conceivably make 6 power worth of dudes from it on my board right now. And that's not a small thing. Unfortunately, it doesn't stop my opponent's Razor Golem. But I can double block the Razor Golem if I... Okay, that's a thing you can do. If I were to draw an artifact removal spell, though, I would certainly cast on the Golem at this time. Well, that's a little unfortunate. This game just got a little harder. So, yeah. I think casting this now is fine. If my boar kills some stuff, good for it. Well, actually, my opponent still doesn't really have any good blocks. And now I can try and kill one of these golems, perhaps. I'm not keen on taking 6 damage this turn. And since I have the gold mirror coming, I think it'll be okay. That does shut me off my Krark Clan Ogre, but I don't really have a lot of artifacts to sacrifice anyway. So I think trading for one of the Vigilance guys is just fine. And it's not like he can kill both creatures. He's going to have to choose if he wants to kill my Elemental or my Shaman. He's choosing the Elemental, okay. So next turn I'll go ahead and play the Gold Mirror. So I can play the Gold Mirror and the Spark Elemental, which doesn't seem bad. Okay, so he can equip that. What is this guy costing these days? 4? Unfortunate. But the mirror will help. Now I can't wander the elements, though. I think I'll go ahead and play the mirror, and I think now is the time to try and go ahead and get in with Spark Elemental. So as we're swinging for 8 here, not exactly lethal, but my opponent can take 3 if he so chooses. I could also use one of the elements to make a 3/3, or yeah, I can use one of the elements to make a 3/3. Card Clan Shaman to sack the wand, and then instant speed equip my Sparring Collar to a creature who can block and maybe kill that Mirror Adapter if my opponent tries to get in with it. A risky plan. I can actually maybe kill both of my opponent's creatures if I so choose. But we shall see what happens. Alright, let's do it. I think I just need to... I think I need to do it. Like, I know I'm short 2 lands now, but I could draw... I'm going to draw more lands. If I draw 1 more land, I can play the Razor Golem, and I think just adding on my board is worth it right now. I know we're not exactly late game at the moment, but desperate times, desperate measures. My opponent only has 2 cards in hand also. I don't think it's a horrible play. I mean, obviously I'd rather be able to keep my land and just not do anything with it like this. But what you gonna do? Now I have, well, now I have more creatures. Like, I don't, like, sure, I have creatures in my hand I could play, but creature on the board is worth a lot more to me right now, and my opponent's bearing down on my last half of my health. Yeah, and so he doesn't even want to deal with it anymore. So he concedes. So not my finest showing, but thank you guys so much for watching today. Hopefully I'll draft another Mirrodin Phantom draft before it's all said and done, and maybe we'll even be able to win more than 1 match. But thank you guys so much for watching today, and I'll see you next time on Gwarzalez Magic.